I've been tagged by one of my favourite channels, Mike at Lunch Money Comics. So now, I suppose I have to show you my comic book room tour. Hi everyone and welcome to Still Only 35 Cents. For this one, I've got my comic book room tour for 2024, which is part of a comic challenge that was issued to me by Mike at Lunch Money Comics, one of my favourite YouTube channels. Now, this challenge wasn't started by Mike, but it was actually started by Alex the Comic Hoarder. So again, just like Mike, if you haven't already, please make sure to go over and check out their channels and subscribe if you can. And talking of subscribers, if you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing that notification bell for future content. And if you like this video, let me know by clicking the like button on the way out. As you can see, we've just hit our 1,000 subscriber mark and we'll be doing a giveaway. Just as a bit of background, this video was shot about a week and a half ago as we were just shy of our 1,000 subscriber mark. So we'll be doing a live stream this week on the Merry Monday MailCall show where I'll be giving details of our 1K subscriber giveaway. And with that, let's get looking around this comic room and seeing what treasures we have to share. And this is the entrance to the special room where all the Still Only 35 Cents treasures lie. Come with me. So normally you would see this part of the setup, but the whole room is designed to essentially be a working space, an office for me, as well as host the vast majority of my comic collection, and we'll come to that very, very soon. So the first thing that you'll see that you don't normally see is my desk space. Now my desk space is set up realistically as a pressing station, also in order to work through my Mac Mini all set up ready to go. And then on top of that, I have my scanner where I scan any of the books that haven't been scanned by CGC or the raw books. So this is what you'd normally see from my office space. So this is the studio that you'd normally see. Traditional view would be something like this. Zoom past the microphone there. And as you can see, I've got my raw books and some helmets that I have got collected over the years. Star Wars mostly, but there's an Iron Man just there. My raw books, as you can see, and some display items on the top, which unfortunately don't seem to translate into the video because it's just pointing directly at the backdrop. But you can see I've got my CGC Slab collection alongside some other raw books. Those are mostly UK ones there, and some other collectibles on the top shelf there. So I get to see a lot of this stuff and I rotate a lot of it as we go. So let's go behind the scenes and show you what is beneath that display that you would normally see. So I've got a number of books. I've got a lot of pieces here from the Overstreet Guide, Comic Grading Guide, some calendars, some small omnibuses, not massive, but the vast majority of the books under here are all slabs stored and ready next to the slab wall that I just showed you. Now here I've got a whole bunch of CGC slabs that have recently arrived that I'm going to be sharing with you over the coming weeks in terms of unboxings, but I'll give you a bit of a sneak peek for this one. And then we come to the amazing slab collection, which, as you can see here, sits here and down here. These are all of my personal collection slabs. I'll pull a few of these out and showcase a few of them as we go through the video. But as you can see here, I've also got a little bit of a display which catalogues a lot of the interests that I've got. So we've got Love and Rockets. I've got the collected edition there. I've got that new sketchbook that I got from Jaime Hernandez at San Diego Comic Con, along with my San Diego Comic Con panel nameplate. I've got my CGC award for the best registry set, Bronze Age registry set in 2022. And my Captain Britain book to go along with that. To showcase that. Then we've got some other pops that I've recently purchased and added to the collection. And then we move across, you've got a bit of Secret Wars there, you've got some Fooms, Marvel Fumetti, Last Ronin, and then to my Marvel Superheroes trading cards that I got from the UK. You would have seen a video on that one. The Judge Dredd games and some Judge Dredd paraphernalia, as well as my 2000 AD Prog 2 graded Nate O. I do have a surprise on that for all of you in the coming videos as well, so stay tuned for that one. But this is the desk space and where I do most of the filming. So as you can see here, I've got my overhead camera, which is essentially an old mobile phone that I've hooked up with a ring light, and I display the books here on the desk. And then I've got my Yeti microphone, which is hooked to an arm. I'm playing around with that at the moment because I think I want to try and see if I can get the sound a little bit better on the shows that I do. And then next to that is the camera setup. Now I've got a Sony EV1, which has got a Sigma lens. I think it's the 1.4 focal length lens, which does a really good job. Everyone asks me about the camera setup, so I'll put that in the link below as well, so you'll be able to get a sense of what I use. And then on top of that, I've got the Elgato prompter, which has been a godsend because now I can actually look at what's on the screen as well as look at the camera. So that's been brilliant over the last couple of months. I'd urge anyone who's doing content creation to go out and get one of those because they're absolute game changer in terms of how you can interact with the audience. And then my laptop, notebook for all the shows. I've got my Stream Deck, which I'm still trying to work out, but I've customized that so that you can see how I move around some of the stuff on the live stream. It's not always seamless, but at least that helps give me a little bit of control as the shows go on. I'm also toying with a second camera, so I've just recently set up another tripod to be able to work that. So I'll probably be using the GoPro to do an alternative shot and give you a bit of a wide angle view of the entire studio, including the slab wall. So again, you can see that here. And then at the top here, we've got all of the sort of showcase slab books that you would see on the normal stream. I haven't changed these out for a while. I've just added the Amazing Fantasy Mike Henderson sketch cover here that you can see. And then I recently changed out the Mighty World of Marvel. I've got a 9.2 of that. And my most recent purchase, the YouTube counter for subscribers. So you can see we're just on the cusp of 1,000 subscribers, 995 subscribers. So thank you all very much for this. And then for those who've seen the channel, you'd see my ROM figures. All three of them, I think, are there. You've got the US edition and the British one, and then an unboxed ROM there with all his accessories. You've got a Cosmic Cube from the MCU movies. We've got my Marvel sign. And then we've got some more books and some more minifigs of aliens to go with the alien figure, alongside another little gift that my wife bought me. Books Are Hot, which is a nice piece of original art by another piece of original art by Morris Galetta, who did the commission that you would have seen at the intro. We've got my blacklight posters and my blacklight, which is sometimes on and sometimes not on. But I do use that to great effect with that black light poster set. And again, we'll scroll down, you get a little bit more of a glimpse of the books that I've got. Some Marvel UK annuals here, alongside some other big editions featuring Marvel history, DC history, and several books that I really enjoy. So that's realistically the collection as you can see it that's stored in this room. There are other books in the collection, but these are all the personal collection I like to keep around me whilst I'm doing the show. So you can see this is the view that I look at when I'm doing the show. You may notice as well that I've got these books here that are already sorted as well. So these are the MailCall books that I normally leave here ready to sort of sort into the different shows that I'm about to do. So I will essentially pile these into sort of areas or themes that I can share with you over the shows. And again, we've got the books here. Those are mostly UK size magazine books stored in these. Now I use archive boxes here in Australia. They do a really good range of boxes, and I use them a lot to sort of store all of the books that I have here. So you can see you've got Vigilante Comics over there. They're also distributed by archiveboxes.com.au over here. They're fantastic because you get 2 rows of normal size comic books in each one of those. So every single one of those has got 2 rows, that full width of the box. You can see that whole wall is pretty much the raw collection that you can see there alongside the helmets. Down here, we've got some recently introduced storage space that I use almost as transit books from either the PC or to sell or to move through, and other pieces that don't necessarily fit on display. I've got some Marvel Universe trading cards here alongside some DC ones as well, fully boxed, never opened, toying with whether I should do that. I've got some 2000 AD slabs that have come in, and I think I've already revealed them on the show, and they're going into the next room, which I'll share with you later. And then a couple more boxes of those Vigilante Comics, archiveboxes.com. They're storing. These ones store my non-Marvel predominantly. So there's some DC in there, and then some indies as well. And then last but not least, we've got these 4 boxes here that detail, essentially in each one of those, 3 boxes are full of 2000 ADs, up to I think issue 400 or something like that, as well as some of my indies. So again, I've got 1 box which has got my Love and Rockets, it's got ElfQuest. So that's the storage that I have. And as I say, I rotate those as we go so that you get them on the display, whether or not you see them in the main videos, but I'll sort of rotate them around the room. Next up, we'll come to this side, which is a little bit of a working space. And this was the first desk that I set up before I set up the studio. This is my traditional working space where essentially it's a pressing station that I've set up here on the left, and I have most of my books that I'm going to be working on in here alongside all of my pressing and cleaning and pressing equipment under here. And then this drawer here essentially holds all of my original art and various other pieces that are very large. So I've got my original art portfolio here. You can see a piece that I've shared recently. That's that Sonic the Hedgehog piece. And then on top of that, we've got some of the Marvel UK stuff that I recently shared with you as well. And then some huge artist Apex edition. Let me just bring that out. I've got a recent gift from my wife, which was the John Burns X-Men artist edition. Underneath that, you've got the Zenith Phase 1 Apex edition by Rebellion 2000 AD. So it's a fantastic sort of storage space, so you can just put all that stuff away. Then I've got my main desk area, which I switch between the studio desk and this one, which is right next to my scanner, which I use to scan pretty much all the books that I collect. So I've got not only a physical copy, but I've also got covers and back covers, so that when I do press and clean, I can have a record of them before I submit to CGC. And this batch that you can see here is essentially going to be one of those. So you can see that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that I recently showed, Fantastic Four 209, the first appearance of Herbie. I've got a couple of those that I might crack. First cover appearance of Echo, Daredevil 10. These are predominantly the books that I'm scanning, the CGC ones in particular, are books that haven't gone through the CGC process that I've purchased separately, and they don't have a scan available to me. So, and then my secret door is this one, which doesn't unfortunately have a hinge, but you can see in here, this is where I keep all of my bags and boards, packing materials and the like, and various other tranquilments that can help me in terms of getting all my comics organized. Whilst we're here, I thought I'd share with you the Raw Wall. The Raw Wall is a pretty impressive collection of books, and I wanted to give you a sense of what these Vigilante Comics cases look like, and I can show you. Let's choose my horror. I've themed it black down here, so let's take this one out and I'll show you exactly how these are displayed. So again, you see it's almost like a short box, but you get 2 tiers of the comic books in place. So you notice here, one of my collection goals, I have Living Vampire, the Scent Edition, the Pence Edition, the Scent Edition. We've got an Amazing Adventures, Amazing Adult Fantasy, Amazing Adult Fantasy, Amazing Adult Fantasy. What else do we have? We have a It Pence copy, another It Pence copy, Chamber of Darkness. And you can see my cataloging for each of the boxes. So in these 2 black boxes that you can see here, you get Tomb of Dracula, Giant Size Dracula, Frankenstein Monster, Ghost Rider, Marvel Premiere, Legion of Monsters, Man-Thing, Giant Size Man-Thing, Son of Satan, Werewolf by Night, Giant Size Creatures, Where Creatures Roam. What else is in here? So we've got some Frankenstein, Pence copy, Frankenstein Monster at Bay, Frankenstein Monster. What else do we have? Issue 6. We've got an issue 4. We've got an issue 3. We've got a Chamber of Darkness. Let's move further up. We've got a Ghost Rider number 1. Got a Ghost Rider number 2, Pence Edition. You know, it's they're both Pence Editions, I think. Yep, Ghost Rider number 1, Pence Edition. So yeah, this is how I catalog and place all of my Raw books alongside my graded books. So I tend to do duplicates of both. There's some Man-Thing. Some of these are not grade worthy, but they're still excellent condition when you think about it. We've got a few giant size Man-Things. There's another giant size Man-Thing. And one final giant size Man-Thing. Then Mordred the Mystic. We've got Marvel Chillers, Midnight Suns. We've got a Son of Satan. So that just gives you an example of some of these books and how these Vigilante Comics books are stored. So you can see here, you can get 2 decent rows of comics in these, and they fit beautifully well in the Calyx design. Slab Wall slightly different. Slab Wall, as you can see here, is themed based on either a character or a group. So you've got New Mutants there, you've got Thor there. I can just take one off the top and show you. It's a 6.0 Pence edition of Thor 129. Let's pop to New Mutants for a second. We've got a New Mutants 14, 9.8, first appearance of Elanium Rasputin as Magic. We've got a collection of sort of ancillary, so there's DC there. We've got X Factor here. We've got Marvel Superhero Secret Wars, which I recently did a little video on, so you can see that one there. We have my Fantastic Four collection here. So again, everything is themed. We have Daredevil, classic Daredevil and Spider-Man cover there. And everything is themed, as I say. So you can see here, there's my Tomb of Dracula. You've also got Strange Tales here. That classic first appearance of S.H.I.E.L.D. My Excalibur set, just here. So yeah, as you can see, Iron Man, Eternals, you've got the Incredible Hulk. How about this one? Incredible Hulk 181, 9.4. Then we'll have Daredevil. We have some Captain Britons. obviously my X-Men down here. But that's how I tend to store them, in different themes, different groups, so you get a real sense of how the slab wall works. But as I mentioned, that's not all. So we do have another part of the collection. So before we move to that, just wanted to share with you this fantastic piece of original art commission that my wife got me for my 50th birthday, which features Adam Warlock in that stunning pose by Jim Starlin, created by MSG Galleries here in Melbourne. Fantastic commission, really happy with that, and it welcomes me every morning to the studio. But then we have what I call the Overspill room. Now the Overspill room is a very interesting space where you will see here there's a number of graded comic books, an overspill of books that I have yet to put on either eBay or take to a comic fair to sell. Basically raw books and a heap of graded books that are essentially now my undercopies. And next to that, sneak peek for all of you, this is an amazing 2000 AD collection that I bought recently, and there'll be a video on that covering the entire collection. This spans from issue 1 all the way through to the most recent issues of 2000 AD, as well as the Judge Dredd magazine. So really looking forward to taking you through that one, so stay tuned for future videos. So that's it. I really hoped you enjoyed that comic room tour, but it wouldn't be a tag challenge without me issuing my own tags. So first up, I want to nominate Ben Parker Comics, a relatively new channel. He's been on Instagram for a while now, but has just recently started his YouTube channel and has what I can see looks like a fantastic comic room. So it'd be great to see Ben's room in the tag challenge. Next up is another new YouTuber. This is Nate at Haul Yeah Comics. Again, love to see his comic room and see what books he has to show. And finally, Neville Grail Hunter Howard, who's just rebranded his YouTube channel, The Unfluencers. So make sure to check out his channel and hopefully we'll see his brand new comic room as he's just moved house. As always, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. And if you like the video, please hit that like button and leave a comment down below. We'll be giving details of our 1K subscriber giveaway on our weekly live stream, the Merry Monday Mail Call Show this week. So make sure to tune in for that. And with that, take care of yourselves. Hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you very soon. Don't forget to check out our other great videos, as well as our weekly live stream, the Merry Monday Mail Call Show. Every Monday at 7:30 AM Australian Eastern, Sunday 5:30 PM Eastern and 2:30 PM Pacific, as well as follow us on Instagram, Facebook and X at still only 35 cents. Enough said.